is the U.S. economy already breaking down with only 22 jobs added in August and unemployment rising? Are we headed? So, but then also, this is an interesting stat that we put on the EYO page as far as the article is concerned. That
the labor market
for the first time.
Yeah.
Okay, so
That's
there are more Americans out of work than there are jobs open for the first time since April of 2021.
That was a pandemic time.
So, okay, this is pretty disturbing situation. You know, there's the latest bureau in July, job openings dropped to 176,000. Dropped 176,000 to 7.1 million, while the number of unemployed people rose to 7.2 million. So simple supply and demand here, and says a lot about the times that we're in. But does this paint a broader picture of a downturn in the economy, or is it just something that we're going to have to deal with as far as people not being able to get jobs because it's a new world that we live in?
It's a new world, and it's a lot of it has been caused by the macro issue of the mismanagement of the debt of the United States of America. Even the United States taking a position in Intel and other companies over the next 3 or 4 years. It's interesting that they are buying into companies acting like a venture capital company to pay down the debt and entitlements like pensions and Social Security. That's really scary. And on top of that, combination of AI is taking a lot of the jobs away. The part that's really scary to me is how much they're revising down. So when I see that they're revising in a month or two, $100,000 jobs, excuse me, 100,000 jobs, that is incredibly scary to me. That the numbers are being reported one way to meet whatever demand is needed. And then a month they're correcting, and there's an error of 125,000 jobs. I want to be very clear. The job market will not be good for the next 3 or 4 years.
I mean, will the job market ever be good? Well, this also goes back to a conversation that Tabitha Brown had. We could talk about it on Blackout, but she was saying,
we can even have it here.
She encouraged, Tabitha Brown encouraged, shout out to Tabitha, Invest Fest speaker.
And good person.
She encouraged, paraphrasing, entrepreneurs to get a job if your business is not working. And that created a whole think piece.
Why?
Online. Well,
why the think piece?
There's no job.
Maybe I'm out of tune or out of touch.
There's no jobs that you can get in today's economy. Not to say that there's no jobs, but that it's difficult to get a job. So that's what I was saying before, even on Black. I remember I was saying, like, I there's a lot of people that don't work that are not even rich, but like there's a lot of people. The number of people that don't work that's still surviving is high.
It's very high.
What are they doing for money? I'm not 100% sure.
Wow.
But it's gonna be a lot less like, okay, the whole thing with, even when Gary Vee was saying, like, you need to start selling things online shopping is a big thing on TikTok. When they say, like, okay, Vlad 10F says that you have to start investing because, you know, that's going to supplement income on a certain level for, you know, not high paying jobs or just not jobs, period. Like, we have to have a real conversation that we're headed. And the New York Times or Wall Street Journal posted a post about how black people specifically are finding a harder time to get jobs. They interviewed a black woman who was saying that, you know, she went to college, got a degree, the whole thing, and now she feels like she's been cheated.
Yeah. Just to add to what you just said, because I want you to finish that point, the number of unemployed black women is at the highest levels since that same metric. I think 2020, they're actually 3% higher than the national average.
It's the gig economy. At a certain point, we have to really start having uncomfortable conversations when people say, like, okay, just get a job. There's no jobs to get. There's no jobs to get. So how are you going to get a job if there's no jobs to get? It's very difficult to get a job that will pay you enough to maintain a lifestyle worth living in today's economy. So entrepreneurship on a certain level is not really a luxury. It's a necessity.
Yeah.
Or commission-based job or the gig economy or investing. You have to find alternative ways to make money than the traditional way that we was taught as far as go out and get a job.
Mhm.
That's not even possible. If there's more people that need jobs than there's actual jobs, that means that somebody's not getting a job.
And it's not just
a lot of people are
A
not
lot of
getting a
somebody's
job.
aren't getting them.
It's
Yeah,
not
it's not
possible.
just
It's
our
not even
opinion.
possible to get a job.
How strategic do you think the timing of all this is? Right, you have a president and an administration that is at the Fed chair's door every day, being critical of lowering rates. When job numbers come back like that, what is the inverse reaction? Rates are going to be lowered, right?
But how much longer can we lower rates and pump money into the market?
This short term, right? Like, so now September becomes nearly 100% chance after those job reports were revised, and now it's 22,000. If less people are working, right, then there's not as much money out there, rates are going to get lowered. Yeah, I don't know how many times they can lower it, right? It went from 0.25% to now maybe 0.5%. Who does that help? That helps people who invest, right? Because you're going to see money become cheaper. Tech companies for sure will benefit from, because the cost of labor is going to go down. The cost for merchandising is going to, the infrastructure prices are going to go down. That's going to help, which is why what Vlad is saying, and I said it all week last week, like, you have to.
Yeah, it's not even optional anymore.
But it's on investing.
I think both. I think what you're saying
is on. You can't invest money if you don't have money. That's important. You can't invest what you don't have.
Yeah,
that's important. And that goes back to sidebar, the little baby situation. This is one vital part that we left out from Young Thugs when he's talking about cutting little baby out the deal. This is important to understand for all the entrepreneurs out there. One thing that the great late Irv Gotti told us that was very important is that you can't sell what you don't own. One key component that Young Thug failed to mention, and he kind of contradicted himself in that interview when he said that little baby doesn't own his masters. You can't sell what you don't own. He didn't even have the option of selling his catalog because he doesn't own his catalog. So
that's a great point.
When you're in business, you need to understand you can't sell what you don't own.
Mm-hmm.
That's important.
Yeah, he said he also owns 50% of Gunner's Masters.
Yeah, but he said he also said
he never made no money.
That's bad business.
Yeah,
too much emotion. We'll talk about it on Blackout though.
Yeah.
I would have been collected if you not pulling up to my mama's house. I think.
So the two things here, two things happening. The labor market is slowing down, but is the economy?
No, the labor market. I'm gonna be clear. Is in a correction. It's in a crash.
Okay, that's fair. Is in a correction, but the economy is not in the correction. So what? This is now goes back to the. I know we used to debate this all the time. Are we headed for a soft landing, or is there going to be a correction for the economy?
Neither, because it's not directly correlated anymore.
There's two different ones.
It's two. When you have artificial intelligence that can do the job, the companies are still making money.
There you go.
So the ship is still running. What's going to happen is that you're going to have a lot of people that's going to have to start figuring things out.
And the tough part is, okay, let's say they drop interest rates dramatically. Mm-hmm. Stocks will go up. Tech will do even better. They're not going to hire more. The CapEx is going to go up into AI.
But there are sectors that will be affected. If people don't have the capital to purchase, then obviously you can housing will be affected, retail will be affected. All those will be affected for sure. Tech, different.
Tech will be okay, of course. But my thought is to and this is way above my pay grade, Federal Reserve or anything in St. Louis, we aren't planning 10 years at a time. We're being too emotional. Like if you're going to have a rate cut, because they keep saying 100% and then it doesn't happen. Yeah. We need to have a nominal rate for a 10-year period so everybody can plan accordingly. Even with the tariff thing. When you say, okay, I'm going to enact tariffs and then a 90-day extension, not everyone is able to adjust on the fly. Some of these things are going to take a year to set in, but there's a tale of two economies. If you're making 200, 250 and up versus if you're at 80 and lower, those are two different economies. And they're not managing well for those who are making less than 85 a year and the impacts that it's going to have. I've never seen disparity. The people that I know that are doing well are having blockbuster fucking quarters. The people that are not doing well are having some of the worst years I've seen since 2009 and 2010. I've never seen that. At least in 2009, when the market was tanking, everybody was getting hurt.
Yeah.
Everybody was affected. Now it's like a sub 100,000 a year recession, and if you make more than 2,000, you're having a boom cycle. I've never seen that.